the lost episode of The Amazing World of Gumball that never aired. It started on what seemed like an ordinary Tuesday morning at Elmore Junior High. Gumball and Darwin walked through familiar hallways, their footsteps echoing strangely in empty corridors. The school felt different somehow. Miss Simeon's classroom was unusually quiet when they arrived. Their classmates sat in perfect rows, faces turned toward the blackboard with expressions of blank contentment. Penny's shell gleamed unnaturally bright, while Banana Joe's yellow seemed faded. "Good morning, class," Miss Simeon announced, her voice carrying an odd, distant quality. "Today we're going to learn about permanence." The word hung in the air like a cold breath, and Gumball felt Darwin shiver beside him. As the lesson progressed, something became increasingly wrong. Their friends began to speak in unison, reciting facts about things that would never change, never grow, never leave. Their voices blended into a monotonous drone. When Gumball tried to interrupt, the entire class turned to stare at him with eyes that seemed too wide. During lunch, the cafeteria served the same meal to everyone, a gray substance that had no smell, no taste, and left no satisfaction. Students ate mechanically, their movements synchronized like clockwork dolls. Darwin whispered that he couldn't remember what food used to taste like. The afternoon brought art class, where everyone painted the same picture. A house with no doors, windows showing only darkness, and faceless figures. When Gumball tried to add color, the bright hues immediately faded to lifeless gray. By the time school ended, Gumball realized the changes weren't limited to their classmates. The walk home felt longer than usual, familiar streets stretching endlessly ahead. Street signs pointed to places that didn't exist. At home, the Watterson house appeared normal from outside, but inside everything felt off. Family photos showed the same poses, but expressions seemed frozen. Nicole greeted them with usual warmth, but her words came out in the exact same rhythm. Richard sat watching television that showed only static. When asked what he was watching, he replied it was his favorite show, the one that never ended. Aeneas looked up from a book with blank pages. That night, Gumball lay in bed listening to sounds of his family going through nightly routines, but the sounds repeated in perfect loops. Nicole's footsteps, Richard snoring, Aeneas turning pages. As days passed, Gumball noticed that time itself seemed stuck. The clock showed the same time every morning, and the calendar never changed. His family continued their routines with mechanical precision. The most terrifying realization came when Gumball looked in the mirror and saw that his own reflection had begun to match the others. His expressions were becoming fixed. In his final moments of awareness, Gumball understood that Elmore was becoming perfect, a place where nothing unexpected could happen, where every day was exactly like the last.